So Walmart and Amazon compete against each other in just about every area. And recently Walmart just released 2 different Android tablets with their On brand, and I didn't even realize On is considered their own in-house brand. So we're gonna look at their just released 8-inch Android tablet, and we're gonna compare that directly against the Amazon Fire HD8 with Alexa. So if you're wanting the latest Android tablets with the highest resolution screens and that buttery smooth Android performance, then you're probably watching the wrong video. Both of these tablets are what I would consider bottom of the barrel with minimum specs. But if you're just looking for something cheap, then yeah, both of these are cheap. So this should be a pretty good comparison. Both have 8-inch screens, both have 16 gigabytes of storage. Although with the Fire HD8, you can get a 32 gig, where with the Walmart tablets, you only have one option. The On brand is advertising 5.5 hours battery life. The On tablet has 2 gig of RAM, Fire HD8 has 1.5. And they both have a 1.3 gigahertz quad-core processor. Now the On tablet is a little bit cheaper at $64. The Fire HD8 is currently $80, but I have a feeling that's going to be going on sale fairly soon, especially with Prime Day coming up in just a couple weeks. Okay, so first let's take a look at the Walmart On brand 8-inch Android tablet. Now I've got to say, I'm not really a fan of this packaging. It definitely looks like a generic Android tablet. But let's go ahead and open it up and see what we've got. So they do include $20 worth of ebooks or audiobooks from Walmart eBooks, which I didn't even know existed. So I would say that's definitely a plus. So this does come with a micro USB charging cable and 5-volt charging brick. And of course it comes with a product guide. Okay, so it definitely looks like a pretty cheap screen. Okay, so it looks and feels like a cheaper Android tablet, but it does have a nice texture on the blue plastic back. On the right hand side, you got the power volume up and volume down buttons. And then on the top, you've got a headphone jack and micro SD card slot. And then the micro USB charging port on the bottom. So the first thing I notice is this screen is definitely a fingerprint magnet. Okay, so it does look like you can copy apps and data from your existing Google account. Or if you have an iPhone, you can bring your data from that as well. So in case you're wondering, this does have pattern, PIN, and password to protect the tablet. And of course, this is gonna have the Google Assistant since this does have Android 9.0. Okay, so apparently there is a wireless update, which includes Google security patch, default wallpaper, Google search bar, headphone issue, and other minor bug fixes. So I'll just go ahead and install these now, which I'm actually surprised this has an update already. That's probably a good sign. There's definitely something weird about this screen. It definitely doesn't feel like your finger glides across it very easily. Okay, so it looks like it finished installing the update. Wow, this is a really long time on the boot up screen. I was starting to get a little concerned there. That's weird, just from doing that update, the tablet is definitely a little warm right in this area. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. I've only used 4.7 gig of the 16 gigs available. And like I said earlier, this is on Android 9 or Android Pie. So of course the nice thing about this tablet over the Fire HD8 is you get the official Google Play Store, so you can use the YouTube app, Gmail, all the other Google apps that I usually use on a daily basis. Down here on the navigation, there is a little Walmart icon, and these are the preloaded apps that come on this tablet, just like the Fire HD8. They want you to use their services. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you can uninstall these Walmart apps. But luckily there's only 5 of them, so I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal. Let's just try a video real quick. games available on the regular Google Play Store, but the games that I did play on here seem to work just fine, and or Chromecast. So I guess that's not too big of a surprise. So if you're looking for a streaming device that is tightly integrated with your Google services you already are using, this might be just the device for you. But if you're in the Amazon ecosystem... Alright, so surprisingly, for watching videos, this actually looks pretty decent. Especially after looking at the Fire 7 tablet, the screen on that one looks a lot worse than this. Unfortunately, you can only go up to 720p on the resolution, so just navigating around on this tablet, it definitely feels a little more sluggish than, say, my OnePlus 7 Pro. But then again, this is only $64. Okay, so far the screen on this tablet actually isn't that bad. You can definitely tell it is a bit lower resolution, but it's still not bad for 64 bucks. Okay, so the camera isn't that great, but if you have to use it for something, it's what you would expect for a $64 camera. And if you're thinking about using the front-facing camera, yeah, it's even worse. Okay, so I played a few games on the On tablet. Wow, that's such a horrible name. Surprisingly, gaming on this tablet is actually better than I thought it would be. Now, if you can get past playing on PUBG at the lowest resolution, it is definitely a little bit more choppy than on other devices I've played. But hey, I figure if my squad can still win on a choppy screen like this, it's actually pretty acceptable for a tablet this price. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Fire HD8 with Alexa, and this is the 16GB version. You can also get a 32GB version for a little bit more money, but for this comparison, I wanted to keep the specs as close as possible. And you can definitely tell Amazon knows what they're doing when it comes to package design. It just looks way more professional than the Walmart tablet. And in case you're wondering, the 8-inch display is 1280 by 800. You can use a micro SD card up to 400 gigabytes. Like I said earlier, this is a quad-core processor. They both have dual-band Wi-Fi, front and rear cameras, and it says this one has Dolby Surround Sound. We may have to compare the speakers to see which one's better. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we've got. And this one is punch red, but it also comes in marine blue, canary yellow, and black. Whereas the On tablet, you only get one color. So it comes with a welcome card and startup guide. This one also comes with a micro USB charging cable, and 5-volt charging brick. So even though Amazon tablets are fairly cheap when it comes to hardware and specs, I always like their design. They've got a really nice matte plastic on the back, and then a high gloss Amazon logo that sort of looks like it's etched in. Here on the right hand side, you've got the micro SD card slot. And the nice thing is you've got two speakers on the left-hand side instead of just the one speaker on the Walmart tablet. Then on the top, you've got your power, micro USB charging port, microphone, 3.5mm headphone jack, and your volume buttons. So you get your 2 megapixel front-facing camera and the 2 megapixel rear-facing camera. So it looks like similar to the On tablet, it does have an update that it's going to go ahead and install automatically. So it looks like there's another update available, which adds show mode, Alexa calling and messaging, adaptable storage, and performance improvements and bug fixes. So one thing that is nice on the Fire HD8 is they give you a nice little tutorial for people that aren't familiar with Amazon tablets. So the nice thing is it does guide you through setting up Alexa and a few other apps. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is the one that has ads on the lock screen, or what they call with special offers. I don't really consider these special, but hey, that's just me. So one thing that Amazon is real sneaky about is they don't want to tell you what version of Android you're on, because I'm pretty sure it's like 3 or 4 years old. And they're definitely not going to want to advertise that. So instead they'll give you what version of Fire OS you're on. But at least they are giving updates That's more than what a lot of Android devices actually do after the device has been out for a while. So this is the 16 gigabyte version, and you can see you've only got 8.75 gigabytes available. To me, that seems a little excessive. You're already using half the storage, and I've only downloaded a couple games. So you definitely get better storage on the Walmart tablet, but I kind of figured that because Amazon puts a ton of apps on this, not to mention their custom software on top of Android, which probably takes up quite a bit of space. So the camera isn't that great on this tablet as well, but it's definitely better than the Walmart tablet. Same thing with the front camera. It's really not that great, but again, definitely better than the Walmart tablet. And the nice thing is, so even though you can't get the Google apps on this tablet, at least you can go to YouTube from the website. So one issue I see right off the bat with the On tablet, besides the name, is the Wi-Fi strength. I did multiple tests on my 5 gigahertz connection, and the most I could get standing right next to my router was right around 50 megabits per second, when I get around 100 on my phone. And the Fire HD actually got around 70 to 80 megabits per second. And then when I go upstairs to test the On tablet, it goes down to a measly 20 to 25 megabits per second. So I don't know if they can fix this with an update, or if you just need to use this tablet right next to the router pretty much at all times. While watching Netflix, the battery life seemed to drain a lot faster on the On tablet than on the Fire HD8. For example, the Fire HD8 went down about 8%, and on the Walmart tablet, it went down 20%. So it's not even close. So I really thought this comparison would be extremely close. Maybe one just edges out the other by a hair. But each test that I've done so far, there is one clear-cut winner almost every time. When it comes to which has the better screen, the On tablet has a 720p resolution, while the Fire HD8 has a 1080p resolution. And you wouldn't think that'd be that big a difference on a small screen, but in this case, especially right next to each other, it was real obvious. The Fire HD8 screen is more clear, brighter, and because of the extra resolution, just has better detail than the Walmart On tablet. And then when it comes to which tablet has the better sound, the Fire HD8 has 2 speakers versus the 1 speaker on the Walmart tablet. Neither really sound that great to me, but I have to give a slight edge to the Fire HD8 just because it's louder. When it comes to which has the better cameras, it wasn't even that close, especially when it came to the front-facing camera. Fire HD8 wins yet again, and pretty easily in this category. When it comes to responsiveness and just software experience overall, you guessed it, the Fire HD8 wins yet again. And this is crazy considering the Walmart tablet has stock Android with no real skin over the top like Amazon does with their older version of Android. So there you have it. A pretty easy win for Amazon. And I gotta tell you, I'm actually pretty surprised. I thought for sure a pure Android tablet would beat a Fire HD8, but I was wrong. So unless you wanna play PUBG at the lowest setting, with some choppiness while moving around, you really have no reason to buy the On 8-inch tablet from Walmart or to even consider it as a gift. Seriously, don't buy it. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.